Donald Trump being found guilty, so on all 34 charges and facing sentencing. This is a very interesting situation. This is the #1 topic in headlines across America and even the world, because for the first time, a former president of the United States and possibly the newly elected president on November 5th has been found guilty not of one, but 34 charges. Yunus Emre is currently on our broadcast. Yunus, it seems you rushed over here, straight from invigilating an exam. I want to quickly ask you, I don't want to keep you waiting too long so you don't keep the kids waiting in the exam. What was this case about initially? Let's start with that. Then what happened? Finally, let's talk about what will happen. What kind of case was this? What was he accused of?
Well, Mr. Kunit, we actually followed this case step by step with you in our broadcasts. This is the first criminal case that was opened. According to the allegations, Donald Trump made a hush money payment through his lawyer to a porn star named Stormy Daniels, who claimed she had a sexual encounter with him. However, Donald Trump recorded this hush money payment as a business expense in records, such as tax filings from his own company. This was regulated as a white-collar corporate procedural crime, like forgery in the state of New York. Following this, a case was filed against Donald Trump and the lawyer in his company from 34 separate charges. Donald Trump's lawyer betrayed him, confessing to everything Donald Trump did. And then, throughout this legal process, it was possible that Donald Trump violated 34 separate charges involving forgery, election laws, and white-collar crimes related to procedural rules in the company.
I will interrupt. Actually, what happened, as far as I understand, is this. During the 2016 elections, news started to emerge about Trump and this porn star. He pays the money to hide being with the porn star, and he doesn't show it as if he gave the money to this woman. He records it as an expense. I mean, it's a technical thing, but an important one. The guys are saying that you committed document forgery.
Yes.
Then later in his statements, he says, no, I didn't do it. I didn't sleep with the woman. This time, the lawyer who gave the money starts to turn against Trump and testify. Yes, we did this, we did that, we did this. Then the jury is trying him for 34 different charges. Let's continue from there. What decision did the jury make and what will happen next?
The jury read each of the 34 charges one by one and announced to Donald Trump, while the court was concluding, that he was found guilty 34 times. Now the jury has concluded that Donald Trump committed this crime. They determined that he committed 34 separate crimes. Thus, Donald Trump went down in history as the first former American president to be found guilty of committing a crime by a court. The judge will determine what sentence will be given to Donald Trump, who was found guilty by the jury at the special hearing on July 11th. He could receive up to 4 years in prison, house arrest, or a fine. This is entirely at the judge's discretion. However, during the hearings, the judge made a statement like this: I don't want to sentence you to prison. You could already be elected as the American president. This court cannot bear such a burden. He made statements like that. Since this is the first time Donald Trump has committed such an offense, and because document forgery is not considered a very serious crime, unlike murder or theft, which are heavier crimes in America. For this reason, a prison sentence may not be given. But let's say a prison sentence is given. There is no obstacle for Donald Trump to become a candidate for the American presidency, to be elected president, or to govern the country after winning the elections. There is a loophole in the US Constitution. Even if you go to prison or receive a life sentence, you can still be elected president. You can govern the country from prison, but something very ironic will happen. In the state of Florida, where Donald Trump resides and votes, if you have been convicted of a criminal case and your sentence is still ongoing, during the election period, you cannot vote. So Donald Trump will most likely not be able to vote for himself in Florida, where he resides. However, he can be elected as the president of the United States. This shows how much the legal system in America gets stuck and creates a strange outcome when it comes to Donald Trump.
Yes. Thank you very much, Yunus. You summarized it very well. Of course, it should also be added, we have a period of about a year ahead where appeals can be taken to a higher court. And I think right now, I shouldn't keep you, Eunice. You should go to your exam. The students shouldn't wait either. Thank you very much for joining. There's also something else. Now, Biden supporters, the Democrats, are celebrating on CNN and such. Oh, like on MSNBC, Bravo, see, wasn't he like this? He was guilty of this, guilty of that. However, media figures like Tucker Carlson, who are more pro-Republican, pro-Trump, and might even become Trump's aides, are using this as a big deal. They say, look, these Democrats have completely dismantled the entire judicial system. If they are convicting the American president over a trivial offense, then the whole system is broken. I will come and fix this system. They are turning it into a big campaign saying Trump will come and fix the system. So right now it seems like Trump has taken a hit, but he will definitely use this in the elections on Nakpo, November 5th. He will create a sense of victimhood. Let me remind you, the headlines are currently being framed like this. Even if not exactly, you will understand what I mean. It's in the style of Trump can't even become a village headman. Not exactly, but you might remember. They are looking at it as if Trump's political career is over, that he can't be elected and so on. However, he can turn this into the opposite story and use it to his advantage in the upcoming elections. By the way, we will be in New York for the November 5th elections. And if you know, Sharo, we are talking about a very long time for Turkey. Is it November 5th? Brother, there's still a holiday. We have a vacation ahead. It might seem a bit long since we live in a country where anything can happen, but if everything goes well and we continue with our lives on November 5th, we will probably be reporting live from New York. If you remember, we were also live from New York when Trump was last elected. We did a live broadcast. We were just starting to set up and get the YouTube channel running. There is talk about the office of Oktay Tabur, a judge at the Izmir courthouse. We mentioned that an investigation was initiated by the Council of Judges and Prosecutors. That room is not this room. The actual room is next to it. The one only his friends enter. As you can see, the weapons are on display. He says that all of them are registered on the wall. Yilmaz Tunç, the Minister of Justice, said that an investigation has been started regarding this matter, and they have terminated his authority at the Izmir Judicial Justice Commission presidency. But he still continues to serve as a judge and in his current position. But here's the irony. So now the Minister of Justice says we have initiated an investigation regarding these weapons being displayed like this, especially in the courthouse. Yesterday, Timur Soykan published this photo. Some of the people in the photo, a few of them, have come from the Council of Judges and Prosecutors. They came beforehand for the investigation and took this as a souvenir photo. Because why? Different things had been alleged about this prosecutor and this judge before, like arriving in a Porsche. It was said that 13 pistols and 7 long-barreled rifles were hanging there. This had become quite a topic of discussion. He was also the judge in the Bronson case before. You know, that case was quite a political one. Now, it's not inappropriate to say it anymore.